Ready, Commissioner Lewis?
Okay.
Commissioner Benton? Good morning, everyone. The Delaware County Commission meeting for October 14, 2021 is now in session. Would you stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Again, good morning, everyone. I'm Gary Moore, President of the Board this year. To my left is Commissioner Barb Lewis, Vice President. To my right is fellow Commissioner Jeff Benton. Our Deputy Administrator, Don Houston, is with us today, as well as our clerks, Jennifer and Sarah. Sarah, let's begin.
Resolution number 21-983, in the matter of approving electronic record for proceedings from a regular meeting held October 11th, 2021.
So move.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 21-983. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton? We have no public comment this morning. Resolution number 2.
I'm going to, no public comment. I'm going to make a brief comment
Okay.
at the beginning of the meeting today. There's been a lot of comment made regarding our meeting on Monday and discussion that we had on Senate Bill 52. And this is not something we would typically do, but I think because of that, at least there should be some attempt to make some clarification. Those of you who have seen the headline that ran in the Dispatch yesterday, actually there was two headlines. The first headline said, Delaware County officials look to place restrictions on solar projects using new Ohio laws, which in my view, does not properly state what we discussed on Monday. And later in the day, that headline was changed to Delaware County officials not eager to embrace solar power, acting to restrict projects, which I guess was to bring it down a little bit, but it still does not accurately reflect what we discussed on Monday. And I think it's important that that be stated. Now, having come from the newspaper industry, I can tell you that I have no complaint with Dean and the reporting that he did. Much of what he reported is direct quotes that were made, and obviously everyone has an opinion. That doesn't mean they're right or wrong, but everybody has an opinion. But the concern is that headline was written by someone else, and typically in this day and age, in the case of the Dispatch, excuse me, it was probably written out of state by someone responsible for writing headlines, and the reporter had nothing to do with that. So my complaint is the headline did not properly reflect what occurred Monday. We stressed in that meeting, landowners have rights. We fully understand that. Our goal is to protect those rights. We stressed protecting the townships in the process, and that this was simply a process to facilitate, and I think to the benefit of everyone. And of course, our staff attorney will be getting back at some point with a resolution, which will lead to a hearing. And this will all be discussed. And at this point, the commissioners have made no decisions other than to direct our staff attorney to provide that first step in the process. This is all done for the benefit of the county. There's no ulterior motives. It's following the state law that was put in place. And so it's a little disappointing that that misrepresentation may have led to some misunderstandings. I would encourage everyone to read that article in its full if you only read the headline. I would encourage everyone to go back at about the 34-minute, 42-second mark stream Monday and listen to what was discussed by our staff attorney and comments from the commissioners. I think it'll provide appropriate clarity and maybe remove some of the emotion that has occurred over the last couple of days. Ultimately, we've decided nothing other than we think it's worthy of further discussion, and we'll do what's in the best interest of residents of this county. So those are my comments. I felt it was important to state that. And with that, let's proceed with the rest of the meeting.
Resolution number 21-984, in the matter of approving purchase orders, then and now certificates and payments of warrants and batch numbers ZMA PR 1013.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Discussion. Vote.
Vote on motion 21-984. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Resolution number 21-985, in the matter of approving a transfer of appropriations for the Facilities Department.
So move.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion.
Good morning, John Melvin, Director of Facilities. We have a couple of transfer appropriations we need to make to get towards the year end. The two major factors, with the service center, we need to transfer funds to buy fuel. A year ago, fuel cost was $1.69 a gallon, bulk prices. Today, it's $2.75 a gallon. Last year's average was $1.67 a gallon. I budgeted $2 a gallon, being a little conservative. But the average this year is $2.48 a gallon. So, when
Why do you think that is?
I'm not going to go political. But obviously, big change from a year ago. So when you purchase around 200,000 gallons of gas, that impacts the budget. So we're transferring for that. We've also had several vacancies in both the service center and the maintenance department that we're filling. We got the service center filled, so that has freed up salary appropriations that we're able to transfer over to cover these increases. The other thing in the maintenance department, last snow season. Previously, last year we had to rebid the snow contract. Our previous contractor had retired. We rebid it, so we saw an increase in that. We also saw twice as many applications or times they had to come out and treat our driveways and parking lots. So previously we had spent under $50,000. I budgeted $50,000. Last winter we spent $114,000 for snow removal. So that has impacted our service and charges on the facilities department.
Any questions or comments, other than my rhetorical question? Vote?
Vote on motion 21-985. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution
Thank you,
number 21-986, in the matter of reappointing Robert Anderson, Delaware County's Job and Family Services, as a representative to the Bridges Community Action Partner of Delaware, Madison, Union, Champaign, Logan, and Shelby counties.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded, discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Jane Hawes, Director of Communications. This is a formality that we have to complete in order for Robert Anderson, our JFS Director, to continue on with Bridges on their board. So we ask that you approve it, and we can get that going.
Any questions or comments? Vote?
Vote on motion 21-986. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye. Thank you.
Thank you.
That brings us to administrative reports.
I have nothing to report today. Thank
We
you.
have some time to kill here. You
My
don't have nothing?
Nothing.
We have a hearing at 9:45, but we
Oh,
have.
that's right.
Commissioner Lewis?
I don't have anything.
You guys aren't helping out a lot.
I know. Let me see. Gosh.
Commissioner Benton?
A couple things. We had an investment committee meeting Tuesday, making good progress there, refining the policy and doing some other things. We had our TID meeting yesterday, Sawmill and Home Road project that moved forward on their agenda. So that should, it's completely redoing that intersection. Records Commission meeting also yesterday. One thing that came up at Records Commission is we have differing offices, we have differing policies and most recent updates in the various offices and departments. And we would really encourage all the offices and departments to update their record retention policies at least every 5 years. We're going to put Records Commission will put email or something, some notice together to alert everyone to that, because we found one policy that was last updated in 1977. So these things changed and need to be updated. The PIN 40th anniversary celebration is tonight. I think Jim Lewis is here, and I assume you'll be going to that, Jim? Yeah, that should be. It's out at Hammock Brewery, and that should be fun. Back to Blues Saturday at 11. And I also attended a Route 23 stakeholder meeting yesterday, the Route 23 alternative study, where we're looking at different ways to divert traffic from Route 23 between Waldo and 270. And that is a major undertaking, as you can imagine. But they're going through the process. It takes a long time to do it. The routes aren't certain, funding isn't certain. So anyway, they're going through the process and getting feedback from the interested parties of the public. And yesterday's session was at OWU, and there were probably 25, 30 people there. So good attendance, good interest, very important project.
Yeah, I thought about attending, but my schedule didn't permit me to, but it was helpful. So,
Yeah.
I really don't have anything. You try to find a little humor in life, and this is also probably a little political, but I found this interesting. This is a press release yesterday from Washington. Secretary Mayorkas, Secretary of State, to allow fully vaccinated travelers from Canada and Mexico to enter U.S. at land borders and ferry crossings. And of course, you think about all the illegals that are crossing with COVID, but travelers will be able to if they're vaccinated. So it seems kind of in conflict. And yes, that is a political statement. And unfortunately, that's where we are today. I have nothing else to.
I thought of one thing to
Okay, good. You got 5
save
minutes.
the day. 5 minutes. We did have an investment committee meeting yesterday, and actually, it was a very fruitful meeting. The treasurer, Mr. Ranke, has asked several experts on finance to advise the committee, and some of them were here virtually, here actually in person, others virtually, but it was a great discussion talking about possibilities of inflation and just what the current economic situation is now and for the future. So it was a good meeting, though. So it lasted longer than our meetings usually last, which is fine. So that's it.
it?
I tried. I
You
still
tried.
have.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to go in
3
recess for 3 minutes, it looks like.